Show.
Welcome to the show. A couple fell in love with the idea of helping children in need. This fulfilled their lifelong dream of having a family. This they did through adoption and fostering. And today we have Monica McPhail and Andrew McPhail with us. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Well,
Thank you.
when did you hear about the idea of adoption and fostering? What got you to that point?
So we have been in a situation where we had 2 failed pregnancies. And we waited for about 6 years. So nothing happened, and we decided to do the adoption.
Right.
You know?
So Andrew, during that time of trying, to have children, what was that period like? Was it a period of frustration? Was it a period of question God? Take us through that experience. How was it for you as a man? And I'm asking about that as well because we know that a lot of relationships would end and stuff like on issues like these. How can couples during these challenging times use this opportunity to build their bond, strengthen the communication line as well?
Okay. Well, I know my wife mentioned several things, but we had already discussed this even before we got married.
Yeah.
Yes, because we talk about everything because we were friends. We were like best friends before we got married. And we were prayer partners also. So we look at all the areas, in a relationship. When we would talk about children and we'll talk about adoption also before we got married. And she would say, what if? And I said, no, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing that we can also adopt.
Yeah.
Because I know where I'm coming from. I have been in homes, I've been living with other families except from my biological family. So I understand, the bonding with other people.
Yes.
So I think it was just natural, something natural for me to really love someone who is not my biological child.
Yeah.
Because I was always working with children, through Scout and Cadet and also in church, Sunday school and stuff like that. So when we had tried for 6 years, trying to have our own children, our own child, we lost two babies, and it was very hard on my wife. I could see it was more devastating for her because she was going through a lot of pain, and have to be visiting the doctor very often. And I said now it's time for us to really do so.
Right. How did you deal with it as as a man? How did you deal with that those moments?
Well, we prayed a lot.
Yeah.
And we would ask our church to stand with us in prayer. They did. Many times, I have so many church friends and so many ministers would say to us, you're going to have children, and even prophesy over my wife and say, you're going to get pregnant and so forth and have children. I know we were comforted by these words. So we stand on the word of God. We trust that God will do something. God will intervene. So we were at peace with the whole situation, with everything that was happening. And the most important thing I wanted for her to have good health.
Yeah, critical. Good
health, because I don't want to lose her. She is more important than having children right now.
Yes.
In any time. And I say, I'm glad that we overcome the pain, and we overcome the doctor visits and all the
up and down.
Yeah, the up and down with that and the stress and everything, and
right, Monica,
we get over that.
Right, Monica. For you, during those period of trying to get pregnant, and being pregnant as well, what were those moments for you when you would have lost the first child?
I went through a state of depression. I went through a state of anxiety. I am saying to myself, you know, my husband is going to leave me and he's going to go out there and have children. Those were my main concerns.
And these are concerns that women
Oh,
naturally
yes.
have. And you deal with a lot of women through your ministry
Oh,
and with
yes.
experiences like these.
Yes, I do. And as my husband said, we've been comforted through prayers and through our friends, you know, who have spoken to us, prayed over us, and so forth. You know, but it was really a rewarding, you know, when I got pregnant, it was really rewarding for me. It was a joy. And everything just went. But you know, as he said, I have to give God thanks for my life. I'm still here because it was very painful.
Yeah. What can women do during times like these so that they keep a steady mind, they keep believing, they keep hoping, and they don't fall into, I know it's very easy to say don't get into depression, you know, especially for women who really want children and trying for years as well. But what do you say, because you're an overcomer, what do you say to them now, you know, if they're going through or should something like this happen?
Well, you know something, keep trying. Just keep trying, because at the end of the tunnel, there is going to be a light. And if you don't have children, you have the option of adopting. Yes.
Well, we take a break. When we come back, we talk more with the McPhails about their love and about extending their love to other children. We're talking with Monica and Andrew McPhail about sharing their love with 2 boys through adoption and fostering. Yeah? Now, it was time for you to have your family.
Yes.
And you begin to look at adoption and fostering to make it happen. So I knew you came up with the idea from before walking down the aisle. When did you now decide to really go after the process?
That was 6 years after we had gotten married.
Now, so 6 years later, you're looking at this now. Were you now really open to this now, or were you second guessing yourself now? Because you discussed it for years, but now it is a reality.
Those thoughts would come. Second guessing and everything, they would come.
Yeah.
You know?
You contacted which office? Was it CDA at the time?
Yes, it was CDA at the time. And we went through a long process. It was...
Was it a long, hard process or a long, easy process?
It was a long, hard process. We made calls. They are saying to us, I think they told us that it would have taken a number of years. I don't quite remember.
For the adoption to be approved.
Yes, And we called and we waited and we called and we waited, and nothing was happening. And there was this gentleman who called us one day. No, before that, he came on the scene after a lady who I was contacting, and he said, Mrs. McPhail, I have good news for you. And he said, okay.
How did you feel?
I felt elated. I felt so happy.
What did he say?
He said, I have good news for you. And he said, I'm going to send you to a home, and there are 2 boys. And he told us, this fair one, you can look at him and you can decide. It was 2 of them, so you can decide. Okay.
Were you looking for boys or girls as well?
I think my husband and I had discussed boys.
Boys, right. Yes.
We did discuss boys. And so we went and we saw the boys, and...
Yes. First of all, when we were so excited to go to the home, when we went there, we saw O'Shane first.
Right.
So when we saw O'Shane, we said, oh, this is the one.
That's a fostered child.
And he
O'Shane
said,
is a foster child.
yes,
Yes.
Right.
we asked him, we asked for Miguel. And O'Shane would be the little baby. We say, Miguel is there. So we were saying, wow, not O'Shane. because he was the first thing catches our eye.
Right.
So when we went in and we saw Miguel, and Miguel were there waiting for us, packed and ready to go. And
The first
mommy
thing he
and
said
daddy,
to us,
you know.
Mom and Dad.
Mom and dad is
call the mom and
here.
dad on the
Mommy
first go?
Yes.
Yes, mom and dad
he
is
said, why
here.
you take so long to wait on us?
Yes.
Oh,
To come for us.
Yes, to come for him.
That's what he said.
Yes.
He's
And he
very
was so
passionate.
happy to see us. I have him in my arms all the time. I
how
didn't
old
put
was
him
Miguel
down.
at the time?
He was 6.
6 years old.
He was
Yes.
6.
I just held him in my arms. I couldn't, I mean, he was like glued onto me for the whole time, you know. And he would take us to where he was, his bedroom, where we sleep. And he would take us around the property, looking at the place and
A
the
tour.
view. Yes.
Yeah, he gave us a tour.
And he would show us every little skill
where
that he
is-
has. Oh, he can kick football. And
play area.
man, it was such a wonderful time.
When you took him home, Monica, you opened your door. There's a new member to the family.
Yes.
Amen.
Explain, describe that moment. for
And
me.
he was so excited. But he said when he came up the stairs, because we live on the 2nd floor, and he said, what did he say, Andrew? He said, what a beautiful house.
Yes.
That's what he said. What, I can never forget it. And he said, what a beautiful the house is so pretty, you know? And he came upstairs and we showed him his room. And he was so excited moving from that environment
Right.
to the home.
What was that week like for you and Miguel? What were some of the things that you're now doing together? Because now you
Yes.
are daddy.
Yes. And it is so nice to hear your son call you daddy.
Yeah.
And I mean, it takes me to another level. I mean, I was just on a high right there. I was just, man, every time they call me dad or daddy, I mean, I'm just feeling so blessed.
Yes.
You know, I feel like I really achieved something in life. I really reached somewhere solid in my life where I'm just being seen for who God had made me to be. You know, my God-given gifts that I did not even know I had to really father a child.
Yeah.
You know, and he would look up to me as a role model and learn from me, and I would teach him stuff, and my wife would teach him every little thing. You know,
Oh, it
because
was Christmas time.
Yes, school, my mother would be his teacher. She would teach him English, all the necessary things, how to read, how to write. Every step of the way, she would be there for him. You know, because I go out and work in the day, so she would be at home mostly,
Right.
spending time with him.
How were you feeling now, hearing
is-
mommy?
As any mother would feel, great. I said, nobody can tell me, say me can't have no picnic again. Because I have one now.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stigma.
It break the curse.
It
Yeah,
break the curse,
true.
trust me.
Yes.
True.
It did break the curse. Because I know I have tried and I've gone through, you know, not having children and losing them and so forth. And I said, you know, I had to say, Lord, thank you. It has broken the curse.
Yes.
And it was during Christmas time when we picked up Miguel at, where's the name of the place again?
From the home?
Where we
UTech.
picked him up? Oh, UTech.
UTech. They
Right.
were having a
On the
big
street.
celebration for them. And the both children, O'Shane and Miguel, were taken that day. O'Shane went to another family and Miguel came to us. But when he came up there, man, it was rejoicing.
Great.
Trust me, it was awesome.
All right, so we take a break, and when we come back, we talk more with the McPhails about their 2 boys, learn about the process of adoption and fostering.
Alex Show.
Imagine taking 2 boys, complete strangers, into your home and calling them your own. Well, that's the story of the McPhails, and they're right here with us as we continue our conversation. So you met Miguel first at age 6
Yes.
through the process of adoption, and he's
Yes.
into your home. And then now, what did you hear about Miguel's friend?
Okay. Ever since Miguel came, as a matter of fact, when we picked up Miguel, that same day when we went to the home, we saw the both of them together. Because the CD had told us that there are two little boys.
Oh, so that's Miguel and O'Shane.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And all Miguel talk about is O'Shane. Mom, I want to see O'Shane. And O'Shane is my friend. And we eat together at the table. And we sleep together. And we play together. And he's always talking about O'Shane. So I never had an intention of fostering when he kept talking, you know. No intention at all.
Because you only wanted one.
Yes. And I'm telling you, this boy kept talking about O'Shane, O'Shane, O'Shane. But O'Shane had gone to another family, and it did not work out. So one day I noticed Miguel's behavioral pattern. And I said, this child needs
His friend.
his friend. And so I made a call, and I think I prayed about it, you know, nothing too much, but I did talk to the Lord. And when I called, the lady said to me, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yes, I'm sure. I need to get O'Shane." And paperwork just started. Everything just started, you know, and when we did get through, well, I don't know.
Was it a surprise for Miguel, or Miguel knew you were trying?
Yes,
You wanted a
Miguel
surprise?
knew we were trying,
You were
right?
trying.
He knew,
Miguel knew,
because he was the one who told us that he wanted O'Shane. And when I said to him, you know, I'm going to get O'Shane, he said, "Yes, Mom, get O'Shane. O'Shane is my friend." So he called O'Shane. He called at the home, and he spoke to O'Shane. And he said to O'Shane, "O'Shane, you're coming to live with us now. Are you happy?" And O'Shane said, "Yes, I'm happy," because he has been to a parent already, and it never worked out. So this time he thinks that it would work out because it is friend's house he's coming, and they grew up together.
Yeah.
You know?
How old is Miguel and O'Shane now?
They're about 14,
14? Yeah.
just a couple months apart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now they're in school. Tell me about what they're doing in school and how good or not good they're doing.
Well, they're both in high school.
Right.
Yes, Miguel has gotten a scholarship at Idel High.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes, and a very good school, which I was a mentor there. I do mentoring with the children there.
Great.
And, you know, I get time to go there. You know, when I have like a spare time from my work, I would just go there in the days. I will talk to the children in the school. I would watch and observe him, how he behave, how he plays. And, you know,
Extending your heart to these two boys, how fulfilling an experience is it for you, Monica?
Oh boy. It has brought me to a place of satisfaction and to give back the love that my parents had given me. And when I get up in the mornings, I always say to my husband, wow, I wonder what I'm living for. But the Lord always consoles me and tells me that these children are here. So whatever my thoughts were, or whatever I intend to, you know, think about not being fulfilled with them, it is no longer there. Because I know I have to get up in the morning, I have to prepare breakfast, I have to do, you know, the necessary to keep them in a state of readiness for school and other activities, and to teach them and to lure them into, you know,
Becoming good men.
Yes, yeah, I have to do that because I have to help them to set their goals,
Right.
and for them to work towards.
For you,
you know.
Andrew, how are you feeling now in this moment, knowing that you made this decision to help these two young boys and to create a great family?
well, these two boys has opened the way for me to really, right now I feel like I could take on more. I would love to have more children, adopt more children, foster more children. That's where I'm at right now in my life. I want more children around me. I just want to take them out of that environment where they are in.
Yes.
You know, that home situation, that childcare facility, I want to take them out of that, bring them into a real home.
Yeah.
Bring them into a family, you know, where they can call you mom and dad, they can call somebody mom, they can call somebody dad. And they can just be free.
Right. I can
You know,
I can
they
hear
can talk
it.
to us
Yeah, the
about
passion.
Hear it.
anything.
Right.
And you know, I just feel so open to children right now, that every child is really my child.
Right.
Every child out there, I can take them in my home. I don't, no matter what trouble they give,
Yeah.
no matter
You
what
want
trouble
you
they
want
give,
to love them.
I want to love a child.
All
I want to
right.
give a child something that they deserve. Children deserve love.
I agree
Yes.
with you.
Yes.
Thank you so very much, Andrew. Thank you so very much, Monica.
Yes.
Monica and Andrew McPhail for adopting Miguel and O'Shane, you know, and continuing to share with others as well. All right, so I want to thank you so very much for sharing with us. All right, so thank you also for sharing with us today on the Alric Show. Love is great, especially when it's shared. So love a child today. Do your best and include them in your family. I'm Alric Mackenzie, and the Alric Show will be back next week.
Alric Show.